there we go. I mean, welcome back to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in for a fine National League matchup tonight. As always, we're your hosts, Mark Weber, Brent Rotundi, and also, Cameron Fletcher.
Welcome, Cameron.
Good to see you, Cam. I don't know where you guys all were last week. It's like we forgot to push a button or something, but now a little weekend or week-long vacation for me. Threw some things off. There's been lots of rumors and innuendo about some kind of hiccup or speed bump or technical issue. We want to put all those rumors to bed and just say, I don't know what any of you guys are talking about.
Welcome, Dave.
Yeah, go O's. I'm totally down with that. I don't know what you're talking about with great new season and all. Season 5's been going smoothly all since last November. And yeah, I mean, we may as well pub up the matchup we got tonight. It's Chicago Cubs against the Montreal Expos. And as our teaser image, I found 2 good shots of Andre Dawson swinging as a Cub. I should have done it the other way. He should have been starting as an Expo and then finishing the swing as a Cub. But whatever. I'm man, there was one. I should find it. Hang on, because I'm so proud of it. I would say I got yellow belt Photoshop skills, because I don't want to oversell it, right? Like, I'm a self-trained master. I rank somewhere above AI because I only put 5 fingers on each hand. So that gives me some street cred. But we had the coolest thing this week, and people who subscribe to the free Eternal Baseball newsletter found out about it on Friday. New 3-game sets start on Saturday, and I always look at the new slate of games and see if there's any, blood rivalry matchups or, like Montreal, Washington. I think in Eternal Baseball has to be the most like personal rivalry. Like, you tried to take our team, so come on now, I got like that. But this week, let me see where it's under E for EB. I was so proud of this. Yeah, so I was looking up the division leaders, and I'm like, I wonder who the division leaders are playing. We have 8 divisions. All 8 division leaders were playing each other this weekend. Ooh. And I don't know if that's ever happened before. So I did the old knuckle crack thing, and like, let's see what we can do with this. So let me share the screen here a little bit early, but well worth it. I put together this graphic. I'm crazy proud of it. Look at this. We got Phillies, Cardinals in the upper left. We got Giants, Braves upper right. We got a little bit dated Tigers, Orioles, because Manny Machado's not involved in that series at all, but whatever. And then I got A's, Royals down there in the right. So found photos of all 4 matchups actually happening in Major League Baseball. Put it together on this slick visual. It was pretty good Photoshop. I'll give myself a little
nicely done.
Pat on the back there. You'll see that again somehow moving forward. That's for sure. But anyway, welcome back. If you're new to Eternal Baseball, you're joining it at a perfect time. Without getting into that anymore, we're starting into the second half of our season. Last time you saw us, Ted Williams was winning the MVP of the All-Star game for the American League. And now we're back cruising into our second half here. We do want to, or if you're new, you can always find us here Sunday nights. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find everything on Instagram and also at eternalbaseball.com, our homepage. You find anything we do, it's always on the homepage, and then it kind of trickles down to our other social media outlets. We do want to wish a happy birthday to Mel Ott and Ron Gant and Mort Cooper, Terry Steinbach, Leo Gomez, and Glenn Perkins. So there you go. I think one Hall of Famer and some other notables in there.
Yeah.
I look at pictures of Ron Gant as hulked up as he was. And I don't remember any rumors ever about Gant being artificially
I never heard it. Yeah, not one, right? You would think some of those would have been floated. He must have just been a guy who was in the gym all the time.
He was torn up in an era when not many guys were in the early 90s. I cannot believe he came up as a second baseman.
That's right.
Come on, I mean, it didn't last, but I think he still qualifies there. But not. And I also can't believe Kent Herbeck was able to suplex him off first base. Like, what are those muscles for, man? Like, come on, bring that up on any Twins thread, and they will fight you to the death on that.
Herbeck's got some country strength, though. Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, he may not have looked as sculptured as scanned, but man, that guy had some country strength for sure.
Twins fans aren't even like, well, if you're not trying hard, whatever. They're like, no, it never happened. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
that's like us when we talk about the first half of this season, right? I don't know what you're talking about. Like what? Like
the first half was great, but that was in the past. We're talking about the future. Here's a little baseball trivia from our research department. Flapless batting helmet.
Interesting.
And Jeffrey Leonard wore one flap up, as I recall, but that's fine. Okay, so what we want to talk about here, I think, and bear with me here because there have been a lot of games. Today in Eternal Baseball, I think Dwight Gooden threw the best game we've ever had in Eternal Baseball. So let me share this box score here. Entire screen, keep the audio, share. Look at this thing. Anytime I take the time to drop a photo in a box score, something good happened. This is a 1-0 11 inning win for the Mets. Oh, and by the way, it was a no-hitter for Dwight Gooden through 11 innings and 130 pitches.
Wow.
So it says that his max pitch count is 134. So it would have, he might have got one more batter, right? If he'd have gone into the 12th. But I mean, 11 inning no hitter. And I don't know why you take a guy out throwing a no-no with pitches left. And who else are you going to go to, man? So, well,
look at that lineup he was going against. Right. It's not like he was going up against the Marlins or something.
Right. Like it was, I think there's Morgan won an MVP, Votto won an MVP, Robinson won 2. So there's 3 MVPs, or Larkin won an MVP, right? So 4 MVPs in there. I think there's like 5 batting champions.
Yeah, it's just George Foster and Kluszewski just rounding it out, right?
Yeah.
B. Rose, and he may have heard of B. Rose too.
Yeah, the soft underbelly is Pinson, Hargrave, Big Clue, and Foster. Like ridiculous. And this batting order. We had a fan online who was fantastic, and he's like, "Look, the Reds' batting order should be bop, 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 bop. Play that lineup for 2 weeks, and they catch the Cardinals." And I'm like, "Dude, we need more fans like you. I'm in."
Yes.
The only thing I couldn't give him, he wanted Ellie De La Cruz at third, and he hasn't. De La Cruz hasn't played enough third base yet to qualify. So I was like, "Look, I can put Rose at third, but you need a new left fielder. I can give you Eric Davis or
George
Foster or somebody else." And he's like, "Foster."
He's like, "I'm out. That's no deal. No deal.
Yeah, I can't do it." And the other bit, Hargraves spells Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench having a terrible year, which is kind of ridiculous because I think it would give me another MVP in this lineup for Doc to shut down. But
seems
anyway,
like just on his defense alone, right?
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, he's hitting terrible. He's hitting like 195, which is embarrassing. But Eternal Baseball giveth and it taketh away. And the Mets haven't been good yet in 5 seasons of Eternal Baseball, which is ridiculous. But if you look at the Mets at 40 and 55, the fact that Doc Gooden's 11 and 6 is a pretty good accomplishment. And not as good as an 11 inning no hitter though. So kudos to you, Doc.
I mean, Noodles Hahn didn't have a bad day either, right?
Yeah, no, Noodles has been a Cy Young maybe winner. I think he won last year, maybe. I should have done my research. But anyway, so we're looking at the week that was, and this is a little different from what you've normally seen, because I'm kind of filling in back here. We'll get that squared away sooner or later. But the one we're looking at is out here. Here we are, week 16, week that was, and rough week for the Chicago White Sox, Houston Astros. The Expos are struggling tremendously and will be playing as the Expos tonight. So we'll do our best to help them out. Pirates have had a rough year, at least recently. We'll get into that too. The Giants are great. The Dodgers are great. The Rockies out of nowhere. The Rockies are finally hitting the ball like the Rockies. I don't know if they'll ever pitch, right? But the bats are there for Colorado. And let's see, I wrote it down here. So we had these the division leaders matched up this weekend. Here's where we're at standing wise. So San Francisco played Atlanta, and the Giants swept the Braves 3-0. Philadelphia played St. Louis. Philadelphia swept the Cardinals 3-0. So our big dogs in the National League, and the records bear that out. It certainly looks like it might be Philly and San Francisco down the road, but anything can happen. Not to jinx any of our division leaders. Over in the American League, it was a little more competitive. Oakland took 2 of 3 from Kansas City. Oakland has the best record in the American League, and they are the defending champions. And then Detroit took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore.
I just can't get over Birmingham, man. Whew.
Yeah, Birmingham's pitching has been atrocious. And Birmingham and the Yankees are the only teams to win their division all 4 finished seasons that we've done. And so the Yankees are getting close, but Baltimore's real strong. So who knows what's going to happen out there. Birmingham looks, I don't want to say it's over. You know, what are we, 96 games into a 162-game season. But Kansas City's got an 11-game lead. And, to pull the curtain back, earlier in the season, George Brent suffered a season-ending ankle injury that has since gotten better.
You got a second diagnosis.
So getting George Brett back for the stretch run certainly isn't hurting. And one of the funny things is Kansas City's really thin in their rotation, not much depth. And a couple guys haven't been good. Maybe somebody got hurt. But Steve Farr, who was a really good reliever for them and for the Yankees for a good chunk of his career, he was a starter originally. And so his pitch count is like 75, which is a lot for a reliever, right? And so he's been going as an opener with a pitch limit of 75. So he can give you 4 good innings maybe, right? And he's been dynamite. So Steve Farr is like, Gubaza and Saberhagen and Apier coming up to him going, hey man, can you give me any tips?
Yeah, show me your grips, will you?
Right? Yeah. How do you throw that curveball, man? So let's see what we got going on here. Cam's letting us know.
Oh yeah.
You can help
the Cubs lineup for sure.
Help us with the Cubs.
Yeah, welcome, Tino. Yeah, welcome.
Tino's happy about the sudden bump for his Tigers, but Ty Cobb struggling again.
There's got to be something in the program.
I told he said, I think it was on the Facebook page. I said, look, after the season, I want to try something, off the air, just for giggles. I want to run a full season, and I'm going to take Ty Cobb's stats. And he's got, on average, like 215 hits a season, right? But like 44 of them are sacrifice hits because he was such a good bunter. If they played back, he'd drop bunts now and then to make him come up. And then he'd just lash the ball at the poor infielders standing on the grass. And I'm wondering if the software doesn't know what to do with a guy with that many sacrifice hits, with that high an average. I bet they never have him bunt for a hit. So I'm gonna run a whole season with Ty Cobb with no sacrifice hits, still rated as a really good bunter, but I want to see if that's what's tripping him up, because you can't have 5 straight years of Ty Cobb hitting 230 or less, right?
Maybe just change his name one season,
right? Name him like Smiley Goofy Pants and
Cy Tob,
right? I
just see what
other guys have had bad seasons, right? And like Tom Seaver has never had a season up to his talent level. And that's the give and the take of eternal baseball. But with Cobb, it's always been take. He's never had even an okay season. So we're going to try to figure it out because eternal baseball is better with Tom Cobb's.
Cameron's on the same page. He's on the same page.
Right? Yeah. There we go.
Try it.
So yeah, we'll get to it. So anyway, taking a look at the standings, some of this is relatively regular. One of the things I was excited about in that alleged reboot was Arizona was not bad. They were only a couple games under 500, and they're usually not very good because expansion teams, right? They have a hard time. Oh, it's actually, sorry, Kaitaub. Good to know. And so Arizona I'm like, hey, cool, the Diamondbacks are in it for once. And then they completely fell apart. So, 16 games under. Look at this. We appreciate it. We want to fix this because it just makes sense from a baseball perspective. Poor Pittsburgh had Willie Stargell running away towards an MVP, and now he's mortal again somehow. And they've fallen off the pace. The only team kind of out of it in the North. Philly was already leading the East, but they got a lot better. They got a 20.5 game lead. So
wow,
no worries out there in Philadelphia.
So Montreal is even. Oh man, see that second wild card is.
Montreal was pretty good. I think they were 45 and 42.
Yeah,
and now they've gone 1-7, and they had lost some more before that. The Expos have lost 10 of 11 games. Which all is right. When you're that far behind Philly to start, like, maybe the lucky helmet will help. The Cubs have won 7 of 9 to close that gap with the Cardinals in the North. Out west, Oakland is still strong, but the Angels are really good. So they're a likely wild card contender. Kansas City has a big lead in the South, which is exciting because nobody else has ever won that division outside of Birmingham. Detroit's very good, and Baltimore's a lot better. New York, the Yankees were the best team in the first half at 60 and 22, and now they're 55 and 41. Not bad, but the pitching staff is nowhere as good as they looked in the first half. So, and Boston's, I don't want to say terrible, but Boston was 52 and 30, and then it has been kind of a rough run. So,
yeah, they're only, let's see, I guess they're still 8 games out.
Yeah, just because of this way the season kind of flopped.
Gotcha.
Toronto's actually a lot better than they were in the first half, but it still puts them 10 games out. Over on the from a stat perspective, the one thing to watch, the guy who's out of control good, is Ken Williams of the Baltimore Orioles. He was an outfielder with the St. Louis Browns who became the Orioles. But his career high, like his peak stats, I think his max was 39 homers. And he is at 38 homers. And we're 96 games into the season. So when we talk about that modifier, every player has their baseline stats modified anywhere between down 30% and up 30%. This is what up 30% looks like. And to be clear, that modifier number can't be seen or altered by anybody. You just watch the box scores and you can figure out, who's really feeling it this year and who's struggling. Another guy who's having an outstanding year, Philadelphia outfielder Chuck Klein, who won our first Eternal Baseball Triple Crown last year, and the MVP, of course, is rolling again here.
Just casually in the hunt for a second Triple Crown.
Yeah, right. Leading both leagues in RBI and OPS. He's a little behind Ken Williams there in the homers. Klein was incredible last year. Matt Williams, that's a good point. No, it's Ken Williams. He's got a big old gap in his teeth. And as I mentioned earlier, Colorado's finally hitting. Tulowitzki leading the entire league at 360. Larry Walker at 337. Todd Helton at 331. So Colorado is no joke. And very, very nice to see Randy Johnson having his first fantastic year. with a 2.31 ERA. And I'm who knows how it's pronounced. We're going to go with Dolph Luke. Boy, that'd be awesome, man. I didn't think about that. St. Louis and Cincinnati. You could have Luke and Veda facing each other.
There you go.
Come on.
That'll get us some eyeballs.
So good, right? We'll have to figure out a way to make that clickbait and maximize that since I just created it. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. We'll go to the section here tonight. I did find out something cool that if I play a game on March 3rd, 2024, it just copies it over onto March 3rd, 2025. So I don't have to go hunting through 12 months to get to the appropriate date. These are tomorrow's scores if you're desperate for tomorrow's scoreboard. Other than Chicago and Montreal, which we're going to play, the Cubs have won game 1 and game 2. Game 1, there were homers from Ron Santo and Hack Wilson. The Cubs beat the Expos 5-4. And then today, Mordecai Brown won his 14th game with a complete game shutout as the Cubs blanked the Expos 8-0. So with that in mind, it's time for baseball. I got to find a better photo of Olympic Stadium, but there's not a lot to pick from online.
Oh, yeah. Cameron was thinking, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess if it's Hispanic, that would make sense.
I have to look it up.
Oh, it's Cuban.
It's from them. See? That's why we call him the research department. He's always helping out. Okay, so pitching tonight, it is 2 left-handers. Hippo Vaughn, and I think his real name is like Henry Leslie Vaughn. I don't know why he was called Hippo, but I can guess. And then over here, it's Jeff Fassero, who I always liked. He was a reliever with the Expos who became a multi-inning reliever because he was really good and he could get through the lineup at least twice. And then they finally made him a starter. He was a really good starter. So I was always hoping he might make it to my Yankees, but it never quite worked out for Fassero in the Bronx. But so it is Jeff Fassero and Hippo Vaughn. So we're looking at left-handers. So for the Montreal Expos, we'll rank them by OPS versus left. Look at Larry Parrish. That's got to be like 4 at-bats or something, but not bad. So give it all. I mean,
yeah, I think we got to get the big cat in there. Let's get Rusty in there. Look around and all.
I mean, you got to have Raines leading off, right?
I think so. Yeah, sure. No one's going to begrudge us that.
Here's the tricky thing with Tim Raines because Montreal's got a lot of outfielders. He plays a terrible second base.
Ooh, okay.
So that's in play. We'll keep.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No one's going to begrudge us that.
I mean, is anybody?
It's either that or Jose Vidro, right?
Yeah, you think the Jose Vidro fans are going to storm the castle? Like,
we're going to get some emails.
All right, so switch. Maybe if Staub goes third, we can put 2 right-handers. I love Larry Parrish, but I'm not trusting those numbers. I think I'd be just as happy with Guerrero cleaning up.
Yeah, sure.
And then maybe Galarraga second. Ooh, that makes Staub a DH, but that's okay because Galarraga's a much better glove.
And we got to get Hawk in there in the 5 all day.
Oh, yeah. We get Parrish down a little bit. We get Dawson. You know what? I hate to put Parrish at his 1,200 OPS in the 7th hole, but I think people would rather see Gary Carter. We need a shortstop and a left fielder. So it looks like Moises Alou in left. Moises Alou's hitting 8th. That's ridiculous. And you know what? Cam Fletcher, out of respect for him, I don't think anybody's done. Well, Orlando Cabrera's a better glove and a better bat. So maybe Hubie will pinch hit. The more important thing about Hubie Brooks, not just a former Royal, but Sun Devil, baby.
We could put Brooks at third. I mean,
yeah, but over Parrish, though, and his 1,200 OPS.
I mean, that's got to be a pretty small sample size, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it probably is. But Parrish is better defensively, too. So
not by much, though. Give the people what they want, Weber.
They want Hubie Brooks?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to make that happen. Hang on. So we'll go Alou, and then Cabrera, and then QB Brooks. All right, fair enough.
Man, it's so weird seeing Dawson. He has a 10 defense, and my only memories of him are it's like watching Greg Oden walk, right? Like,
right?
It's just like those knees are totally shot.
And it was this field that did that to him. The field in Montreal was notorious for. I mean, it was basically AstroTurf right on top of concrete.
Crazy. It's
awful. But yeah, the idea that he used to, they called him the Hawk because he flew in the outfield, right?
Yeah, that's wild. I got to pull up some old clips of him. I just have no memories of him other than just barely being able to get around at all.
I never saw him live, right, as anything other than a bat. And he hung out for like 4 years after his Cubs tenure with almost nothing left, right? As a Marlin, a Red Sox, like there wasn't much left. But okay, so over here, Cam's going to help us with the Cubs.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Let's see what we got here. So it looks like Billy Williams is our best bat by far. So I'm thinking, and help me out here. Anybody, if you want to say in it, we're open to suggestions. Williams, Sosa, Wilson, 3 to 5. Williams, Sosa, Wilson. All right. So if those are my 3, 4, 5, on base wise, it looks like Ernie Banks should be leading off. Banks is great because he's a fantastic shortstop and a fantastic first baseman. But we're probably having Rizzo second. And then, wow, Javi Baez. When was the last time Javi Baez was a good idea anywhere? But he's going to make this lineup. Oh, wait, Banks is my shortstop. Maybe he's not. God, I can't believe I would DH Javier Baez. Actually, he's better. Wow. DH Ernie Banks. Hard to believe. Okay, Gabby Hartnett almost always catches. Of course, it's Rhino. And I don't know, Cubs fans. Do you want Ron Santo? Come on now. There we go. I could put Banks third. Yeah, he's better. He's actually better than Santo range-wise. Don't tell anybody I said that. All right, so there you go. Cam with a good catch there. Banks is a better third baseman range-wise than Ron Santos. So we kind of got it rolling here, I think. Any complaints? Anybody out there? Speak quick. We got a game to lose.
All right.
All right, off we go. What we got? Look at this. We are not responsible for what happens next.
Pitching for Montreal, number 13,
Jeff
Fassero.
Nice.
Leading
Jeff
off for
Fassero.
Chicago, third baseman, Ernie Banks.
All right. We still got Banks, right?
Play ball.
All right. So
It's a good photo of Banks.
Yeah, right? Like, I love it when they have crisp photography from that far back.
So good.
Because look at Fassero here. Soft focus, I guess. I probably got that off a baseball card. Looks like it. Let's see here.
86 tops.
Could be.
Looks like an 87 tops.
I guess the big heads are better. We'll go with the big heads. And man, Tim Raines at second base. There's so many things wrong with that.
It's all right. I mean, you feel like the modifier is fair on that one, right?
Yeah, so. It was early in his career too, right? Like he came up rookie year, and then the second year, I think he's got like 20 games at second before the manager had to be like, I can't take this anymore. Raines is
if he was like a 6 or something, you'd be like, okay, that's not right. Like,
I gotta have him in the lineup, but I cannot have him on the infield.
Yeah, the powder blue, Cameron's red. Those are legit.
Yeah, everybody's powder blue is good, right? Like it's the Royals color, but nobody was ever mad at the Phillies in powder blue, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. Huh?
It's just a good look. Okay, so we did the big heads, and we'll give control of the Cubs back to the computer. And hey, we're ready for baseball.
All right, let's blow this.
Right?
Strike 3.
Oh, look at
First
this.
Ooh.
baseman, number
All right.
44.
With a 90
Anthony
mile an hour
Rizzo.
fastball. This is the new version of the software because the new version always drops in January. And I'm always afraid to upgrade mid-season because you really wouldn't want a season to go, down the toilet in the middle of the year, right? That would suck. I would hate for that to happen.
Hypothetically, that would be
But
atrocious for the fans.
hypothetically, if you suffered some kind of catastrophic error,
I gotta say, it looked like Fassero threw a little bit of a curveball there. Maybe my eyes are. Is the ball actually moving a little bit?
I could be. I don't know. It's a brand new software. It does give a mile per hour thing down at the bottom.
Okay, let's see.
And
Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me.
When somebody from the 20s strikes a guy out, it's like 87. Like, I think that was a fastball. Now, to be fair, Walter Johnson, they think, threw like 103 back then. So there were still big arms back then, but yeah, I don't think quite the same as today. All right, here we go. Here's Anthony Rizzo, who's looking for work, by the way, if your team needs a first baseman.
Yankees didn't want him anymore, huh? With that short porch?
I think they were
Williams.
afraid to bring him back. The funny thing is, he and Judge are best friends. So I think they didn't want it to be a stink if they had him and didn't play him. Right? Like, and the crux of it all, and I love Rizzo. He does a ton of work for charity. Great guy. But he hurt his neck 2 years ago in a weird pickoff play at first. Or a runner got him at first. I forget which it was. But he played another month and he was concussed. And the Yankees medical staff had misdiagnosed it as like a strained neck or something. So he was lost at the plate, but he was playing through a pretty significant concussion. And so, it was hard. The Yankee fans were booing him because he was playing terrible. Guy was hurt and misdiagnosed. So
Yeah, I remember that slump. I didn't realize that it was misdiagnosed for that.
yeah, he played a month with it. And then last year he was doing okay, but not great. And then he broke his forearm and missed a ton of time, came back at the end, and I think broke 2 fingers in the last week of the season and tried to play through them in the playoffs. Like, I was just completely snake bit in New York. So I kind of thought that was it. But I think he was Judge's best friend in the game. And Giancarlo Stanton started spring training with injured elbows. I don't know how you hurt both elbows before spring training, unless you're Giancarlo Stanton. So now all of a sudden New York's looking for a bat. So
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
He figured like just I don't know. I mean, the probability is that Stanton would have to have one like 150 game season, right? At some point,
right?
Like just
He probably will.
probability alone, like the
year they get rid of him, right? When that contract's finally up, he'll have 150 games for the Brewers.
I just want him to have one healthy year in Colorado. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Him hitting 230, hit your 45 bombs, like a couple out of the stadium.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I really would. But it was funny because New York kind of turned on Judge in the postseason because of his massive struggles. This isn't the first time Judge has, I don't want to say run out of gas, but struggled in the postseason. And Stanton was incredible in that postseason run. So New York had warmed to him because he was finally healthy and contributing when it mattered most. And now at spring training, both elbows hurt. Come on.
Interesting.
So who knows? We'll see. I think he would have more pull if they hadn't signed Goldschmidt to play first, because Goldschmidt's a pretty slick glove. And so if you were looking at it as, well, Rizzo can play, he'll help defensively, maybe he hits. We only need him until Giancarlo's healthy again. You can DH Judge and rest him a bit, but it doesn't feel like it's on the I haven't read anything. I'm just wildly speculating. Anyway, here's Billy Williams.
Yeah, Cameron's right. He probably would have just crazy low amount of.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Pitching for Chicago, Hippo Vaughn.
Hippo Vaughn.
Leading off for Montreal,
Oof.
second baseman, Tim Raines.
Would drop a bunt on Banks?
I mean,
Dare we?
Vaughn is bad defensively, but Hartnett's pretty good.
Let's drop a bunt. Let's do it.
Gonna surprise him?
Yeah.
Foul ball.
Oh. 0-2 now.
Ball four.
All right.
Oh,
I
Hippo.
like-
Huge
I like-
mistake, Hippo.
I like where we're at here.
It's going to be like 27.
Right?
First baseman
60.
Andres
Oh,
Colorado.
60? Should we hit and run? Let's hit and run.
No, let's have him take a pitch.
Okay.
Because we'll get a new roll of the dice over there at first. Okay, now Vaughn is a left-hander, so he might be a little harder to steal on, but ball at 77. Look at this. 36 for Tim.
You gotta
Raines.
let's hit and run. The big cat's not gonna let us down.
Oof.
Poot.
That's going to be the name of the podcast. The big cat's
cat won't
not
let us
gonna
down.
let us down.
Strike three.
Designated
All right, get that guy out of here.
Get the redhead in there. Come on, Le Grand Orange.
That's,
Oh, look at that.
ooh.
No, not quite.
right fielder Sammy
All right.
Sosa.
Well,
I like if I actually expanded that picture of Hack Wilson, the rest of his body is literally a fire hydrant, right? Like, I think he was, and this was in the 20s or the 30s. He was 5'7", like 205. Like,
he must have been so barrel chested.
I think he ate a keg. I think that's what happened. So here's Sammy Sosa.
Is that coming down?
So he's up there a long time. Look at Hack Wilson. Come on now.
Oh, that guy would drink anybody underneath the table.
Dude, you know, in the off season, he was like pulling trucks with his teeth. Like, just come on. And the fact that he played center field, ridiculous.
So good.
Ball four.
Oh yeah, baby. Here comes the Hack train.
Shortstop
Oh, that's what
number 9 Javier Baez.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see Javier Baez happy and contributing, which is a shame because he was a joy to watch, man, when he was rolling. But man, that had an early end.
Strike three.
Catcher Gabby
Do you remember when he
Hartman.
first came up with the Cubs? I mean, some of those swings that he took with this high leg kick. It's like,
Yeah, I
man, 1 out of 15 swings he'd connect. It was like watching Giancarlo hit it. But
He's on the edge of a milestone. I think his first walk this year will be his 20th career walk. So that good for him.
Strike three.
I just
Right
always
fielder,
dug the
Vladimir
balls of his
Guerrero.
no-look tag on a really good throw down to second, where he just put it in front of the bag and be like looking at the catcher and pointing.
I mean, yeah, I tell you, his glove work in his
Yeah.
early days with the Cubs. Woof.
Incredible. Yeah. All right, here's Vlad Guerrero. He didn't hit it hard, but there it goes.
Was Russell from? Was that the? Where did?
Center fielder Andre Dawson.
Who?
Who did they get him for? I'm trying to.
Who? Guerrero?
Russell Edison.
I'm not even sure who you're talking about.
Who was the trade? I'm trying to remember. It was. Oh, that's right. It was the A's. That's right.
The A's got who?
They traded him to the Cubs. That's right.
Okay.
I forget what the two he got traded for. Let me look that up real quick.
I forgot about Addison Russell.
With pitcher Dan Straley, Billy McKinney, Jason Hamill. Oh, Samardzija.
Oh, I forgot about the Shark. I have to look him up. I don't think he's making the Cubs, but he had a decent career.
Yeah, dude, he has a couple good years.
I like that they gave him the nickname Shark just because it was shorter.
For sure.
Easier to
For
pronounce.
sure.
All right, here's hey, Vlad's 60% to steal, but I think we're probably just gonna let Dawson hit.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Check it on it.
Hey.
32.
Yeah, Starlin Castro. That's right. I forgot about it. Is he in the Marlins?
I'll have to look at him. He made the Marlins for a while. I think because he couldn't make the Cubs. So, I mean,
Catcher
you're not taking
Gary.
Castro over the Sean-O-meter, I don't think. But Here's Gary Carter.
Come on, Carter.
Strike 3.
Left fielder. Moises Alou.
All right, here's Moistness. Yeah, that doesn't have the distance. Maybe in cricket.
Yeah, Banks is all over that. Dang it. Whoa.
No, might get past him.
Foul ball.
All right.
All right. That's
Banks got a hot dog. Yeah, I'll take a look at Castro. The fact that I had him on the Marlins when he was only a Marlin for a year makes me think he couldn't make the Cubs roster. But I will look into it because, yeah, he was dynamite for 2 years. And it might have been that third-year drop-off that's sinking him a bit. So 0-2 to Moises Alou. Oh, he might have got all of that. Man,
double,
maybe
maybe
not.
Second
Can't get it past
Ryan
Sammy Sosa, baby.
Sandberg.
Here's Rhino.
Strike 3.
Designated hitter.
The new
Rob.
software has very suspenseful foul balls.
Right,
That's true.
right. Dawson catches everything, especially when it's right at him. Ernie Banks. I got to find a new picture of Hubie Brooks. I like in-game photos if I can, but he looks like he's in
Shortstop,
the phantom zone.
Orlando
right?
Cabrera.
It's not helping anybody.
Field of Dreams.
There's Orlando Cabrera. Nomar Garcia-Parra's least favorite player.
Did they get into it?
Hubie.
No, that's who
Brooks.
the Red Sox traded for to
Gotcha.
replace Nomar on the 2004 curse breaker team.
Gotcha.
Strike 3.
Hubie Brooks sitting down. I don't think we're butting Tim Raines with 2 outs. Yeah.
All right. Let him swing away.
We'll do it later and surprise him.
Ball 4.
Oh, Hippo.
They got to play like an engine revving sound effect as he gets down there. 97, Roto.
Engage.
Maybe he should go straight across and just take third. Go get him, Tim. That's right.
Where we at?
22.
Okay. All right, Big Cat. Don't
Let
you
me
won't
tell
let
you
us down.
something. Big Cat will not let us down.
Ball 4.
All right.
Why am I spacing on Bob Hamlin?
He was Kansas City Rookie of the Year, but in
that's right.
a terrible year, like just a rotten crop of rookies. So he had like 23 homers and 81 RBI. And he was the guy.
He's a
But
big dog, yeah.
He never went anywhere out of that. Bob Hamlin.
That's an old reference. I love it.
Ooh. He was the original country breakfast. Here's Rusty Staub.
It's such a good nickname.
Yeah. Because he looked like a country breakfast.
Ooh,
Looks like
What
Williams
happened?
caught that. No, maybe he didn't.
a little cha-cha-cha there on the baseball.
maybe
We got to
he-
send him. Got to send him.
Maybe he trapped it. Oh, he's going anyway. Don't throw behind Tim Raines. We're on the board. What
All
the?
right. Sorry, Cameron. This is
Right.
happening.
That's it. Here's Vlad. Sounded better than it looks.
Get through.
Right? Run, Vlad, run.
Ooh, he's
Maybe,
there.
maybe.
He's there.
No, he's not.
Oh, come on.
Man. Dope. Okay, here's Rizzo. Man, Cabrera didn't even move. Lazy.
Ole.
Here's Billy Williams. Got to keep an eye on Fassero. He could throw 110. That's not bad for a former reliever. Catch that, Hubie.
Look at that quality start.
Here's Sammy Sosa, who got invited back to the Cubs Fan Fest this year, so all's good. Look at that. Holy smokes.
Jump. Jump.
Yeah,
Dang
that
it.
one's not coming back. It looks like the ball stuck on a loose cap, but that's okay. So 2-1 Cubs. Here's Hack Wilson.
Strike 3. You're out.
Oh, the indignity of making Hack Wilson
Right.
right down the first.
And here's Javi Baez. With a tapper, the Sun Devil Hubie Brooks. The throw in time. There you go. All right, so we got some work to do. Down 2-1. Here's the Hawk, Andre Dawson. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah. I remember in Sandberg's Hall of Fame speech, he was just savage about Sosa without naming him, right? He said if this talk about how proud he was and grateful, and he said if it validates anything, it's that hard work and dedication means more than knowing where the camera is with the red light on it. I think he said in the dugout. Like, oh,
All right.
that's pretty direct, but okay. Here's Andre Dawson. Of course, Sandberg is the guy who retired, divorced his wife, then came back and signed a new contract. So there is a savage side to Rhino Sandberg. Dawson might be able to steal. Look at 80% Roto.
Oh, we got to send him.
Young Dawson could fly. Go get him, Andre. There we go. And now 36.
All right, Gary.
It's up to Gary Carter. With nobody out,
Strike 3.
the kid sits down. Here's Moistness. That's good fundamental baseball right there. Hit it to the right side, advance the runner. Maybe keep it away from Ryan Sandberg next time. Here's Orlando Cabrera.
The Cubbies have a good infield, man.
They really do. Oh, that got through. I thought that was bound for Rizzo's gloves. But just
Cabrera
like
had some
that.
wheels, right?
Not
No,
bad.
he did not.
The lefty thing's hurting us, I think. But either way, we're tied up 2-2. I don't know where Hippo Vaughn's going. Oh, Rizzo got it. All right, good play. Brooks is out, but we tied it up. Well, it's 2-2.
He's right on his feet for a man of his stature.
Yeah, right. Look at that Hippo waddle over to first base. Fassero's at 71 pitches, so he's all right. Here's Gabby Hartman. Little sad little pop back to pitcher. Here's Ryan Sandberg. Oh, Fassero's too tired, couldn't make the play. But Cabrera's there. Here's Ron Santo.
So did Sandberg? Did he sit out a season? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he sat out a year, and
Gotcha.
there were rumors about the fidelity or lack thereof of Ryan Sandberg's wife. So I'm not here to comment on that.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying he retired, took a year off, got divorced, came back and signed a new contract and played a couple more years.
Was there any injury concerns there? I mean, did that help too, or is purely okay?
Nope.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate that.
I think he didn't actually comment.
It sounded like he went through a lot.
He was
allegedly.
ready to play baseball again. Okay. Here's Ernie Banks.
Strike 3. You're out.
Ooh, dude. I guess infield's in, huh?
Yeah, it looks like the infield's a little pinched.
All right, let's let him swing.
We'll take advantage of that. Nah, Sosa's coming in. Fine.
Strike 3.
Sit down. Here's Le Grand Orange. Crazy popular in Montreal because he learned French when he got there. And if you're going to play in Montreal, learn the language, man. Here's Anthony Russo.
Strike 3.
And Billy Williams. Fassero's been real good today against this Cubs lineup. 2 runs in, 6 innings? 5 innings. Oh, no, it will be 6, maybe, if Sosa doesn't homer again. Oh, I jinxed it.
Did he get it?
No, he didn't.
Bartman.
Okay, good, right? Yeah. So bottom of the sixth, here's Vlad Guerrero. We're going to have a look at our bullpen options here.
Oh, we have one. Jeff Reardon is getting in this game.
Oh, yeah, with the beard. Oh, that could be it. I forgot that was a strike here. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Here's Andre Dawson. Run, Andre. You're fast now. That got to be two. Take two.
All right, let's get him in a scoring position.
70%. One out. I'm deferring to you, Roto. 70% for Andre Dawson.
Yeah, let's put some pressure on the defense.
Go get him. Terrible jump.
That wasn't much of a jump.
Ah!
Dang it,
man. Gary Carter, though, no problem. He's still happy about everything. He's just happy not to be on the Mets right now.
We got a couple comments here. Let's
see here. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully Bartman's doing well.
I think I read a reporter actually caught up with him at one point, like in a parking garage. And he talked to him, but he said it was all off the record and would deny everything and didn't give him much, nothing meaty in his answers, and really wasn't worth that guy's time. So nobody followed up on it.
Did he? Is he still attending games? I can't. I mean, it seems like at this point they would be. I
think he didn't say, right? He just didn't even gave him nothing to go with. So it's probably a smart move on his part, right? To say, if you dig hard enough, yeah, you can find me, but it won't be any good. There's no meat here, so move along. So, all right. All right, let's see here.
That's funny.
I like that the Cubs won that World Series despite Joe Madden trying to lose it actively. That was incredible. I mentioned that on some thread a while ago, and people went nuts. And I'm like, you notice that he only had one more stop after that, and his name never comes up for any opening ever.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
After winning quite a bit in Tampa, which wasn't easy. But people kind of figured out it was the front office keeping Tampa stocked more than it was Joe Madden bringing live pythons to spring training and all the weird stuff he did.
Where did he go? It was the Angels? Was that his last job?
Yeah, last job at Anaheim. Oh, look at Cabrera, our hero.
Oh, Lou.
Yeah, and Cabrera set up my favorite play here, I think. Hang on.
Can we do it? Double stay.
Yeah. Both 23%.
Well, we got 2 outs though, so.
Oh yeah, he'd have to be safe.
Well, I mean, unless he gets in a run, does he get into a rundown?
No, I haven't seen that happen very often. But You know what? We got another third baseman on the lineup. Let's see if there's a
Larry Parrish base stealing threat.
I'm just saying he's a better hitter. Is it Larry Parrish time?
Oh, we got Grissom. Why don't we put Grissom on?
So sub Grissom at first?
Yeah. Why don't we do that? We can do the double then, if you want to do it.
We can make this work. Hang on. I like where we're at. Oh, and so does the cat, because he's decided it's time to join the podcast. Hello. Big boy. There you go. Keep moving. Hey, we're in the middle of a ball game here.
Move along.
Yeah, this is your office. Go in there. There you go. Okay. So Grissom for, let me get this right, Cabrera. Cat's back. Hey, dude.
Oh.
Stop stepping on the keyboard.
This is one of those things where you log yourself out, and then I have to, along with the game,
right.
And I'm just standing there.
It's good to see you, buddy. I guess you were thinking you haven't had enough. Didn't the black cat run across into the Cubs dugout once? I think that was the thing. Okay, so anyway, we already subbed Grissom in.
Grissom is the new runner at first.
I love it.
There we go.
83%. And now is when you unleash the delayed double steal, baby.
All
Get
right.
some.
We're hosed. Did you get it?
Yes, we scored it.
Ah, look at us. All right, we got a couple comments here. Let's see.
All right, let's see.
Expos. Yeah, the Expos could have kept their talent. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the crying shame of that 94 strike, right? Was the Expos, the Yankees were really good, but the Expos were fantastic. And so if you'd have played the chalk, the Expos would have beat the Yankees in the Yankees return to the World Series. At first we'll get one in like 12 seasons. So there would have been huge viewership. And that Expos team, Walker, Grissom, DeShields, Ken Hill, John Wetland, like
so good.
They would have rolled the Yanks and probably kept their franchise, right? And then, but aside from that, I think Tony Gwynn was hitting like 378 or something.
Yeah. And wasn't Matty Williams like making a push to the
Matt
Williams title?
Matt Williams, I think, had 50 homers with like 30 games to play or something. Like
who's the MLB boss back then? I just remember his Donald Fear. Was that his Fear?
Fear was the PA guy. The
Players Association. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And Selig was the commissioner, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Was
the only commissioner to ever cancel the World Series. And every time I saw their face on TV, I wanted to punch both of them.
Yes, right. I mean, there's nobody. It's so like mad. Two clear villains.
I remember, and they canceled the World Series, and then the following January is when I transferred to Arizona State, and they were still locked out when ASU had their first college baseball game. And I walked out of the tunnel just as a fan and just saw the green grass, and it was like the best thing ever. Like, hey, somebody's playing baseball, right? Wynn hit 394.
That's right. He was so close. That's criminal. That's so criminal.
No, Selig was acting as an owner. He wasn't acting as a commissioner. He may have had the title, but they were going to break the union. We got a small market puppet guy, and we're going to break that union. Yeah, no, you're not. And you didn't. So, all right, so here's Hubie Brooks.
Brutal.
Look at this. It gets through. Come on, Grissom. That might be the pinch suggestion of the year, Roto. What about Marquise Grissom? And here's Tim Raines.
I just remember him being one of the hot-rated rookies when we first started really ramping up our baseball collections. Card
Which
collection.
guy? Grissom?
Marquise Grissom. You remember?
Yeah. He had a very good career, but it wasn't quite the rocket ship I think we expected or hoped.
Yeah, it was decent though. You're right. It was solid.
Yeah, he had a good solid run. Here's Galarraga. Oh, Baez with that 9 range. Take care of business. But we put 3 across, and the Expos take a 5-2 lead. Now we got to get a little creative here. We got to look at the bullpen because Fassero's only got 9 pitches left.
Hello, Jeff Reardon.
Right? Okay, so we got Grissom, who plays a good center field and nothing else. So his good center field is not better than Dawson's amazing center field. So I don't think Grissom's staying. Brooks.
What's Gross? Is he in right? What is he?
He only plays right.
7?
Raines. We could play Raines in center. Okay, here's our play, I think. Raines goes to center, and Vidro comes in for Grissom. Vidro will play second. Raines will play center.
He's going to play short, though.
All right. Center isn't what we need because we have
Brooks play short?
Yeah, Brooks will have to play short.
Okay.
He's the only other shortstop on the roster. So our hole is actually at third base.
Why don't you put okay, so Dawson can't play left, huh?
That's so weird. I mean, he could, right? That's kind of dumb, but he didn't.
So I guess just put Parrish in, no big deal.
So Parrish comes in after the heavy lifting is done. All right, now close that. Oh, no, wait. Pitchers. Replay stats. So Ugath Urbina hasn't pitched an inning all year. So he has a 0 ERA, but he hasn't earned it. The best relievers are Tim Burke and Jeff Reardon.
Yeah, Burke was good. Let's get those guys up.
All right. So.
Yeah, a couple more comments here, too. Yeah, Jerome Walton, for sure. Yeah, that was another big rated rookie.
Walton and Dwight Smith, right? Same year for the Cubs.
Yeah, that's right, Dwight Smith.
Let's see.
He had a 15-game World Series hitting streak. Wow.
Didn't know that.
That's legit.
All right, that's cool. Here we go. 15-game World Series. That's incredible. All right, so this is probably Fassero's last batter. Let's hope Hack Wilson doesn't hurt him. At least it's in the ballpark. Let's see if Hubie Brooks can pick it up and throw it straight. Who knew?
Straight into the fire.
So we go to the bullpen. We'll do a mound trip. Fassero appears okay, but whatever. Baez has slightly better numbers against lefties anyway, so I think it's Reardon time.
All right.
Pitching for
He needs a new
Montreal,
pitcher too. Look at
number
that.
41, Jeff Reardon.
Reardon should be Bearden, I think. Look at that.
Strike 3.
Also it came in from not from the bullpen, but from the Phantom Zone. So that's good. Where Larry Parrish apparently has been hanging out too. Larry Parrish played a really good third base for only having a neck and a head. So.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, there we go. Don't let the catcher take.
Oh, man. Oh,
ridiculous.
Get a Lou out of there.
Oh, wait, we got him.
Oh, wow. That's the first time. New software, man.
Dude, I'm going to let the organist have his moment here, but.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, bum, bum. So down 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, the catcher hits a sure single to left and decides, I'm going for 2, coach.
Got to get in scoring position.
And in a baseball terminology that's never been uttered before, he's trying for 2. The throw from Alou, it'll be close. Hartnett slides, reigns with the tag.
I love it. So good.
He's out. So
I don't remember the old software there ever being an out. Basically, if they ran.
I think the computer manager plays it pretty close to the vest.
Gotcha.
So they only send them when they've almost assuredly got it.
I love it.
Who knew the canon of Moises Alou? Or maybe it was just the deft glove work of Tim Raines. Either way.
Slap that tag down.
Loving it. Here's Rusty Staub. He didn't get much of that. Here's Mr. Guerrero.
That's true. Oh, is he out? Bummer.
Yeah. Must have been a shoestring. Here's Dawson, who everyone said was a wonderful guy. But man, it's hard to find a picture of him smiling. Holy smokes. But that's going to be down. And he has more wheel. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
He's in there.
All right.
Don't even have to steal that bag. 34% steal.
All right, Gary.
I think we're good. Here's Gary Carter.
Oh.
Nah, Wilson's not even moving.
Wilson didn't move much.
So
didn't even spill his drink on the.
He's either asleep or he's got a bead on it. Here's Ryan.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, dude.
Oh, he pulled it off. Love it.
Because the shortstop, pitcher, and second baseman are all rated 4. So, okay. Here's Ron Santo.
Just gotta throw some high fastballs. No, they
Right.
pop everything up there.
Yeah, no ground
Brains,
balls,
man. Gold glove.
Who knew? Here's Ernie Banks with 2 down. Got him, just barely.
Easy peasy mac and cheese.
Man, and Hippo can pitch 150, throw 150 pitches, so he doesn't have to go anywhere. But here's Moises Salute. Ernie Banks has it. Wonder if Ernie Banks gave Javi Baez a snide look as he ranged over to shortstop to get that ball. Like, it's not done, kid. Cameron would like to see what the Cubs roster looks like in the pen. Let's see here.
We can get King Kelly in there.
Right?
No
King is dying. Bruce Sutter has been great. Carlos Marmol has been good. Lee Smith has been okay. Looks like that's it, really. So I got Sutter, Marmol, and Lee Smith. I can get one ready if you want. They're all righties, so it would muck with the Montreal lineup a little bit.
All right, Sutter.
Warm up Sutter. We can do that. Hang on. Just takes a little bit to do it. Human. Bullpen. Sutter.
I'd never object to seeing Bruce Sutter in a game.
Right? He was wasn't his like the split finger? I think he was one of the first guys to use that almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Nobody could hit it. I mean, if you did hit it, it was a grounder.
He had good years with St. Louis too, didn't he?
Yeah. All right, so here we go. It's
Actually, I mean, I don't remember him as a Cub, to be honest.
I think he's one of those guys that was hard to place. I think he had like 6 years one place and 5 the other, and they're arch rivals, right? So that's a tough one. Here's Larry Parrish, who waited a long time to get that 1,200 OPS in, and then grounded to Ryan Sandberg. Attaboy. Oh, wait a minute.
Sandberg. What? Oh, what?
Joe Morgan just spit his drink up in the booth, right? All right. Here is Hubie Brooks.
That's right. Yeah. Sutter was with, that's right. He was with the TBS crew.
Yep.
I'm going to look that up real fast.
Yeah. You want me to hustle him in here? Because Hubie's better against left-handers. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man. Did you see, totally non sequitur, what the Blue Jays did to Chris Bassett, their starting pitcher?
No.
The punishment for losing the Blue Jays Fantasy Football League was that you had to serve as a bat boy for their spring training game. So on Bassett's totally off day, he had to serve as like a 6'3" bat boy, and they made him a special spring training jersey that said Bassett on the back. And the number was 4-10 because he was 4-10 in their fantasy league.
That's great.
That's better than winning it. It's punishing the guy who finished dead last. All right, Sutter time. That's fine. Let me just take control of these here Cubs. Give myself a little. Hippo Vaughn's not tired, but either way, it's time for Bruce Sutter.
Pitching for Chicago, Bruce Sutter.
Sutter, I'm sorry. It's also haircut time for Bruce Sutter. Set up. Give the Cubs back to the computer. Here we go. Larry Parrish, 22%.
Got a good Rusty story here, too.
Oh, yeah, I did that one. I think I showed that one.
Oh, yeah. It was probably when I was checking Sutter.
All right, here we go. Hubie Brooks. Hits it to Sandberg. Oh, wow. If they turn 2, no. Larry Parrish just gave Javi Baez the back body drop at second base.
The Hal McRae sled.
Yep. Here's Tim Raines, 2 down. Walking again.
I still love those Rod Beck stories. Or was it Rod Beck? Was he at Iowa? Am I thinking of the right guy?
Beck was a Giant mainly, but he might have been a Cub at the end.
Who's the Cubs reliever that? Oh man, I think it was Rod Beck. No, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Now I'm second guessing myself here. But there's one of them that like he was spending some time in Iowa, and I think he just lived in an RV.
I think that was Beck.
And he had like some of those like beach folding chairs that you would just pull out and like could just drink beer with like fans in the parking lot.
There you go.
So good.
Now, here's the crying shame, Roto. We got Tim Raines at 97%. And ahead of him, Hubie Brooks at 17% with 2 outs.
See, we squandered Marquise Grissom.
Hubie Brooks may as well be wearing a stop sign like a cape right now. But
there's the camera saying it was right. All right, cool.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Good to know the memory's not totally shot.
Right? He pitched in Iowa in a Kenny Powers jersey. I'm pretty sure. Here's Anthony Rizzo. Where are we at here? We're in the 9th.
We'll give Reardon we'll give him a little bit of a
Ball 4.
Oh, all right. I guess we gotta get someone up.
What about Urbina? Ugath Urbina's waited all year.
There we go.
You want Urbina or do you want Mel Rojas? No, or Tim Burke.
I think probably Tim Burke. Yeah.
God, it sounds so much like Tim Burr. I love it. All right, so Reardon, you get a little rope, but not much because it's only a 3-run lead. Let's see if Hubie Brooks can dig that out. That's a no.
Man, Rizzo got down.
Right?
Got down a second pretty fast.
So 2 on, nobody out. Are we still in the Reardon camp?
With Sosa? Dang it.
Or do you want Tim Burke?
I don't know. Your call, man.
It feels like we're going to take more flack if we stay with the suddenly struggling Reardon than if we go to the brand new Tim Burke, right?
All right.
Nobody's going to be like, I can't believe you pulled Reardon. So, mound trip, Reardon is strong, that's fine, but Burke is ready. Tim Burke, come on in.
Pitching for Montreal, Tim Burke.
Come on, buddy.
And just in case, no, I'm not trying to put him in. I want to warm him up. There we go. Ugath Urbina, warm it up just in case.
We get a cold Urbina in.
Right? I almost did
that.
Yeah. People are like, now I know how the league got deleted. Yeah. Tim Raines.
Did we turn it? Right.
First and third, though.
Oh, that's only Hack Wilson. Dang it.
No big deal, right? 1 down for Hack Wilson.
Strike 3.
Oh, Tim Burke.
All right, we better not give up a homer to Baez.
Now let's just make sure we're giving the Cubs their best option here. So against right-handers, bat, OPS versus right. Okay, so there's no way Javi Baez is swinging here. This is Aramis Ramirez for sure. So actually, here's a sneaky little trick. I don't think I even have to take over. I can just do it. And the computer's like, yo, man, you can't do that unless you want to. I'm like, yes. I want to do that. There you go.
Pinch hitting for Chicago, Aramis Ramirez.
Dude, how solid does he look right there, right? Like,
yeah, don't hit a homer.
Don't hit a homer. Where's the rent money? Aramis Ramirez. 2 down, Tim Burke. A tapper to Hubie Brooks. Cover your eyes. Sosa's out a second.
Hey. All right. Hey. I am looking forward to taking this helmet off. I'm not going to lie.
Right?
Stadium, Montreal 5, Chicago 2. Jeff Fassero is the winner.
Jeff Fassero.
He is now 5-1. Hippo Vaughn
Hippo had some good stuff.
Is now 0-2 on the season. Tim Burke gets the save. Number 10. Sammy Sosa hit home run number 16 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 56 minutes.
MVP, Jeff Fassero. So there you go. North of the border, we get it done for the reeling Expos. We get them a nice win over the surging Chicago Cubs. So I don't remember the last time we took an underdog to a win on the Eternal Baseball podcast, but
It's been a bit.
Yeah, been a bit, but we're digging it either way. So that's how it works. Every week we'll get some different teams in here. These were 2 teams we hadn't had on yet. We tried to get every team on the Sunday Night Podcast. If you like what you saw, or if you'd like it better watching without having to listen to us, just check out eternalbaseball.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Twitter. We always got stuff going on. We play games every day of the week except Fridays, but that's when the free Eternal Baseball newsletter goes out. You can sign up for that at eternalbaseball.com. We take fan suggestions all the time, live on air. If it makes sense statistically, we will give it a shot. We always say we'll never know any team better than their diehard fans. So if you see a guy who should be playing more, a guy who should be playing less, a bullpen tweak, a rotation flop, let us know. We're always happy to try something. And if your team needs a spark, it can't hurt. So that's it. We will see you again next week. Glad to have things back rolling again. And thanks for joining us right here. Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Good seeing you, everyone. Thanks so much.
We'll see you next week. I forgot my out. We'll see you next week on another edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.
Good night, everyone.